shooting. This time, ICE facility, Dallas. Talked about it on the radio today. We'll probably talk a little bit more about it tomorrow. Of course, the first thing everybody does. Nobody cares, by the way, about the people that died. The shooter, they care about only because of the politics. I don't give two shits about anything other than that. It's got to be about the politics. What's the politics? Who did he love? Who did he vote for? When did he vote? What more do we know about? What does he identify as? That kind of stuff, which is frustrating. You know, when I do my show, I try to do shit different. I'll be honest with you guys. It is so much easier to be able to come on here and just throw a bunch of crazy stuff up and argue and say wackadoo things. I can't do it. It's disingenuous, not my jam. And I won't do that kind of stuff. I want to keep it as real as possible. And we're in a dark place, man. We're in a dark place in this country right now. And it's a tough thing because I love our country more than anything, you know, outside of God and my family. There's just nothing more. We're so blessed to live here. And it is frustrating to watch the way that we are tearing apart each other. And so many people, and as I'm going to let you guys in on this, so much of this stuff that you hear too is absolutely disingenuous. It's bullshit. It's not real. It's people that throw stuff out there that they don't actually mean. They may have some belief, but they put extra on it because, you know, it's good for the likes, the clicks, the whole 9 yards. And it is frustrating. You can't have a conversation. You know, it doesn't matter what it is. The minute you try to have it's the other side is evil and they're bad and they're the worst of all time. And if you say this, you're this. It is just nobody is serious anymore about actually trying to do anything to solve any problems. And it starts at the top. Our president at times is just as guilty as everybody else, to other politicians, to stars, to influencers. Everybody wants to have that moment where they go viral, the clicks, the shit that they say, because that's what they're looking for. They're not looking for solutions. They don't care about what the end product. They get what it is that they need. Big red right there. People are literally losing their ever-loving minds. Absolutely true. And case in point, so last night, so the big thing about Jimmy Kimmel, right? And we'll get to the shooting a little bit more, but just, you know, the shooting's a perfect example. It's how fast the news cycle comes. Jimmy Kimmel comes on last night, and I have said this. Many in my industry won't say a damn thing about it because they're just freaking, they are what they are, right? You know, I do talk radio. Everybody thinks everybody out there is just right of Attila the Hun, which is not true. But so Kimmel does his thing, and he semi-apologizes. He's very contrite. I think it was real. You know, everybody out there, they get all like, oh, well, you don't understand. Jimmy does this or he does it, and ABC should get rid of him. And that's for them to decide. That should never be for the FCC to decide something like that, unless Jimmy comes out there and he does something so heinous that it violates all kinds of freaking rules, which he didn't. So last night he comes out and he apologizes. Says it wasn't about Charlie Kirk in that moment. And this is a pissing contest between him and Trump. And to be honest with you, I don't watch Kimmel. It's the first time I've ever seen Jimmy Kimmel outside of a little skit here, a little skit there since the Man Show. I don't watch any. I don't even watch late night at all. I mean, you know, I because it's just not what I do. I'm getting ready, you know, I'm going to go to bed here in a little bit because I got to get up at 1 or 2 in the morning. So, do I think he's a bad guy? No, I think he hates Trump. That's it. Simple as easy as that. I think he hates Trump. I think he has got himself into a position where his Trump derangement syndrome is so bad that he can't get it out of his mind. And now it's one of those things where you're going to try to break me. I'm going to try to break you. It's not of any value to anybody. There's nobody getting there going laughing, because the people that are in the crowd are the people that already can't stand Trump. So you're preaching to the choir and you're getting some laughs, and it is what it is. Nobody watches it. Again, nobody watches TV. It's not just him, anybody anymore. So he comes out and he does his thing last night. By the middle of the day, there's a shooting. And the shooting is Dallas. It's at a facility that's an ICE facility, but it's not a holding facility where it's not Alcatraz kind of thing, alligator Alcatraz, any of that stuff. It's where you go, you get processed, and you haven't even had a chance to get in front of anybody. They're going to send you somewhere or find out you're here legally, whatever it is, and they'll send you on your way. And some fucking asshat, pardon my French, gets up on a roof, shoots, kills, then kills himself, leaves bullets with, anti-ICE messaging on them. But did he kill anybody in ICE? Thank God, no. But did he kill an immigrant, illegal alien, a wandering nomad, whatever you want to call, whatever side of the aisle you want to make you feel good about something? Yes, that's exactly what he did. So if you're there to help them, you killed them, which I don't think it was part of your problem. Part of your plan. And now you killed yourself. But what was the first thing that everybody did? Let's race to find out who it was. Oh, were they Antifa? Were they trans? Ooh. Were they conservatives? Ooh. About the person that got hit and killed? Nothing. They're not releasing that, but you don't hear any of that. And what does everybody do? They run out and let's find out who did what so we can blame it on the other side. We have a crisis in this country, and it is frustrating. And the media plays along with it. The media does. Here's within minutes, MSNBC. Let's not get too far. And look, I said throughout my show today, I don't get too far ahead because the story's going to change 80 times. It's never quite what you think it is. Everybody's going to find something here and find something there. Measure twice, cut once. I don't want to demonize. I want to get it right. We need to have a conversation about why we have so many pissed off young men in this country. But that's not what people are interested in.
The fact that they hinted at a potential motivation here with the etchings on the round saying, quote, anti-ICE in nature. And of course, the motivation is being investigated, and this is very early in the investigation. But the fact that there is this call for the division to stop, for the rhetoric to be tempered down, for the rhetoric to be dialed down, multiple officials mentioned that, including the official from the ICE office in Dallas saying, quote, the rhetoric has to stop. Texas Senator Ted Cruz mentioned it also, saying that politically motivated violence is wrong and that, quote, demonizing ICE must stop. So we heard that over and over and over and over again. And it stood out to me, obviously, because we have seen just the rhetoric escalate. We've also seen the very dramatic videos of ICE nabbing individuals and tossing them into unmarked vehicles. A lot of these ICE agents have been masked, and so it has been very divisive. And there's been a lot of fear in the different communities where we've been reporting. And so the call for the decrease in that division and the rhetoric is what really stood.
Yeah, that sounds great. So let's go over this again. They've doxed ICE. Attack on law enforcement, in particular, ICE is up 1,000%. You have got people, they've doxed their families, they have threatened them, they have done so many things, and you get worried about the communities, yet you won't let the ICE folks come into the jails to get the bad people because, for whatever reason, once again, Democrats, you decide to play on the wrong side of reality on a daily basis, and this is the reality that you think that the rest of the country is all about. They're not. Nobody is. People that are here illegally who keep their head down, they don't want bad people here. You think that it's the best thing. Well, we won't work with anybody. And then Newscomb, as Big Red puts it there, he goes out and does the mask thing. And you can't wear a mask. By the way, that can't be enforced. You're an idiot. Everybody recognizes that, Newscomb. You are all of the things. The other day we were talking to, I was talking to my buddy, and we we're talking about him, and he said, Newsom is the kind of guy that offers you Coke before you go into the bathroom, that tries to sell you like a timeshare or something. He's a shucker and jiver. And you're doing this not because you think it's right, because you think that's what the left wants you to do. You're as divisive as anybody. The right can be absolutely divisive. I hear it every day. I get it sent to me every day. I don't, you know what? I'll call bullshit when I see it. People are angry, overreach. They live in a world of this is the thing that matters the most. It's frustrating as hell at times. But the left has this morality that they think, well, our hate is morally superior to your hate. So therefore, it's okay to hate, which is just nuts. So you've got MSNBC right there. And then on the heels of that, more of MSNBC. Look who it is. Hillary Clinton, who, once again, repeating all the things that you have to say, apparently, to be on MSNBC.
We haven't gotten to the more perfect union, and we fought a civil war over part of it. And people have been protesting, for hundreds of years that, things were not as they should be, given our ideals and how we should be moving toward them. So I think that's what makes us so special as a country. And the idea that you could turn the clock back and try to recreate a world that never was, dominated by, let's say it, white men of a certain persuasion, a certain religion, a certain point of view, a certain ideology, is just doing such damage to what we should be aiming for. And we were on the path toward that. I mean, imperfectly, lots of, bumps along the way, but I agree with you, we were on the right trajectory.
So it is Christian white men that are the problem. It's always the same thing. You never have anything new. The left, you need to call out your shit. The right, you need to call out your shit. We got a bunch of angry young men who now live in a world of hate and anger, and their goal is to get back at the world, and they hear the left out there for all the stuff about, well, the right says this and they demonize brown people and they go after this. And what about that? Let's not forget, you call people Nazis and fascist, jackboot Gestapo. You call them all of the things. And then when there's a reaction to it, you say, well, it's only because the right said it first. No. Guess what? There are too many people out there who don't understand that a lot of this is kabuki theater. There are too many people out there who are, especially young men, who are now in a situation where they're struggling in ways that we cannot believe, and they're going down this horrible, as we talked about, the black-pilled world, the meme culture, the gaming culture, and they are falling away, and they're living their life in front of everybody else as, hey, everything's fine. Then they go and they live a different kind of life, and they're getting their information, they're hearing it over and over again in their echo chamber over and over again. Stuff like it's only white males and they're Christians, all right? Or on the other side of it, it's this crazy, well, it's the brown person. Enough. We got to do better by each other. We need to find out what binds us. We can debate the things that we don't agree on and have the ideas out there in the public sphere to battle each other, if you will, in a good way, to see which one comes out on top. But we've got to stop this stuff. And it pisses me off because being in this industry that I've loved, and I've been talk radio for, 25 years? I will tell you, it is so frustrating to where you can't even have a conversation at times with even people that listen to you, because they've lost the plot. They're in their echo chamber, and it is so frustrating when you're just trying to say, hey, look, stop judging everybody all the time based on the worst of a group of people who do something that is abhorrible. I mean, it's an abomination what that asshat did to Charlie Kirk. It's 2 weeks ago that changed so much. But listening to people victim shame him, say, well, because of this and the violence and stuff, he's the one that's dead. He is. Why is that? Because you call him a Nazi, you call him white power, you call him the Gestapo, you call him a fascist, you call everybody all of these things. And then they sit there and they think, yeah, and we're going to fight against it. No, we got to do better. We do. But I will tell you this. Here we are, not too far away from October. I can guarantee you by the end of this year, there'll be more shootings. There'll be more violence. There'll be more wackadoos who decide to take shit into their own hands because they feel it is the only thing they can do to fight something. And people won't care about what happened before they did it. They won't care about the victims. All they'll care about at this moment in time, with social media playing a big part of it, whose side gets the blame, because that's, in their mind, what matters. And that ain't a good place to be. Baby. Nuh-uh. Catch me tomorrow. We'll be doing a much longer form of this tomorrow. Check me out on the old radio. Go to chatbensonshow.com. I am 6-9 Pacific, 9 to noon Eastern, and again, across the country in about 100 radio stations. And like and subscribe here. And appreciate it when you guys do that stuff, and tell everybody, hey, Chad, because I'm trying to do it independent. I'm trying to have fun doing this, and I want to talk about fun stuff. You know, like that's one of the things I do. I talk about everything on my show because that's the way life is. And if you spend 24 hours a day talking only about politics, you need to get a new life. That's what I'm saying. Have a great night.